So we're doing a little bit something different today. I'm actually going to be interviewing my friend Kayla Holbert. She's actually another YouTuber, Kayla Buys Homes, and she's on Instagram at Kayla Buys Houses. But I just want to be talking about her journey essentially, and right now we're actually standing in one of her house flips in Las Vegas. So if you're in Vegas, she's the person to go to for deals. And I really just wanted to kind of ask, like, I guess, tell me about like who you are, like in the short snippet. If no one knew who you were, like, tell people what you do, where you're at in business, and like kind of how you got started.
Okay, sure. Well, I will start at where I got started. Essentially, so it was end of 2019. What had happened was I was working at NV Energy. So I was majoring in mechanical engineering at UNLV. And I got an intern position there. It was like some engineering gig where I would input outages in the computer and whatnot. But for the first like 2 weeks of receiving the interns, the managers didn't have any work for us to do. So we literally sat just in front of a computer screen for like 2 weeks, 8 hours on end, doing nothing. And so I started to like YouTube things, just Google like how to make money without a job. And one day, one of Max Maxwell's like videos popped up on my recommended. I did not know what wholesaling was, but I was just learning a lot of things at the time. So I clicked it, I watched it, and then as soon as I finished the video, it's like a light bulb went off on my head. And I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. In the video though, he made it sound super easy. Yeah. You know, like you make a call, you get something under contract, and you close a deal. It wasn't like that. In fact, like I think a month and a half it went by, and I tried to source leads on my own. I was by myself at the time, so I was doing like bandit signs, direct mail, and I did get a few calls from it, but they weren't sellers. They were people who were looking to rent, possibly looking to buy, and so I just kind of feel like I hit a dead end. And for those of you who don't know, bandit signs are very expensive, like especially if you don't have any savings. And so I ended up running out of money. And so I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? So I went on Bigger Pockets. They have like a forum where you can talk to other people on that same platform. And I typed, I'm in Vegas, you know, trying to wholesale. If there's anyone who's in a similar position, you know, let's work together. And that's when I met my partner, Anthony. He messaged as well and was like, hey, I'm in Vegas, let's get on a call. So then we got on a phone call, and from there, he already knew the business. I think he was in it for about a year and a half before I had even spoken with him. So he kind of just became my mentor from that point. And from then until now, he's still my mentor. He showed me the ropes. He's the one who showed me like, okay, drive for dollars, cold call. Once you have a motivated seller, set an appointment, like kind of outlined it for me. Right. That's how I learned it. I really just found someone who was in not a similar position because he had done some deals. Yeah. But he was willing to help me. I was willing to help him, and then we kind of formed a partnership from there. Oh wow. Yeah, and that's how it started. So, and
how does the partnership work? Because like I guess most partnerships, there's like a certain skill set, a certain like someone has time, experience, money. So one of those three. Yep. How does it work? Like, where are you guys both doing? Yeah.
So when it started, he had the experience. I didn't. I had the time. I didn't really have money, but I had a lot of time.
That's valuable too.
Yeah, I was just in college. And so I started out just driving for dollars. He would say, okay, here's some zip codes, drive for dollars, send me the properties that you see are distressed. And he was really good at talking with buyers. Like he was talking to agents, talking to buyers. And once I started finding my own driving for dollars leads, I began talking to sellers as well. And then we realized like, okay, talking to sellers is my strong point. I'm gonna be acquisitions. And then I became the senior acquisitions manager while he became dispositions, TC, like.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, overhead of all the back end stuff as well. And we just saw that as a great fit. So I'm senior head of acquisitions, she's director of the company, dispositions as well. And then from there we kind of, grew a team, we started hiring some people.
Got it.
People online. And,
that's pretty amazing, actually.
So I'm just acquisitions department for now.
So do you guys see plans or envisions to like ever switch the roles that you're in? Because your acquisitions a lot, he's a lot of dispositions. Do you ever plan to like both of you guys step out and just like build it out? Or is you really enjoy like this acquisitions and he enjoys the dispo?
I enjoy it, but even before I met him, I had written down goals of where I see myself. I do see myself getting out of the business 100%. Because my goal was to have 50 rentals by 30. 50 units by 30, so I can retire.
And like, I don't want to be rude, but how old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay.
No worries.
I'm 24.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there we go. We're both young.
Cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm 22. So my goal was to have 50, it was 50 to 100, but 50 units by 30 so I can, be hands off 100%. But of course, since now I'm full-time in, acquisitions business, we are going to have to find some people to take over my position eventually. Yeah. I don't plan on doing that anytime soon. As far as my partner, he loves it. I mean, I think he's gonna do it forever.
Yeah.
It's what he loves to do, and I love it too. But my original goal was to back out.
Yeah.
So eventually, I'll be a little hands off. But for now, I mean, I love this. It's tough. It's tough business, especially in the market. Do you make cold calls yourself?
I used to, and I had cold callers, and then we stopped it. We're going hard at MLS, social media, and wholesalers right now. Because I'm flipping mainly right now.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you had a flip in California, right?
Yeah, I got 3 right now.
Awesome.
And trying to get more.
Okay, cool. Well, what I was gonna say, so I do cold calls still to this day, and just a little bit of acquisitions. What we're noticing in the market right now is like 80% of the sellers we speak to who don't want to sell.
Yeah.
The reason is because they can't afford anywhere else.
Yeah.
The locals are being priced out. Interest rates are too high. So things are slowing down just a little bit, but I'm still, every day hitting it hard.
Yeah.
So.
And the funny thing you mentioned about the partnerships and like, or just in general, like people working is like, people figure out what they love doing.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have this goal, even like myself, to like fully step out of everything. But some people find themselves like, no, like I love this act. I love talking to sellers every day, and like they'll do it. And like, if you love it, like you can't go away from it. Like, why would you?
Exactly.
But no, that's awesome. So this is a flip. It's a condo, yes?
It's a condo. Yep.
Condo in Vegas. Can you tell me a little about like how'd you find the deal?
Absolutely. So I'll start A to Z. We pulled this list from PropStream. We wanted to start targeting condos, townhomes, anything other than single family, just for a little bit.
Yeah.
I cold called him, and he wasn't even really motivated. Actually, he didn't really have any urgency. Like he wasn't in pre-foreclosure.
Right.
He didn't have terrible tenants. He was just like, "You called me, make an offer." And usually those leads
Yeah,
don't convert.
Yeah.
So it was weird. But I was just talking to him like, "Hey, you know what? I know I called you out of the blue. Doesn't sound like there's any sense of urgency, but besides me calling you, is there really a reason you want to sell?" He's like, if the offer's right, we'll do it. And luckily, with some of the relationships my partner helped us build, we do have buyers who pay, a lot higher than you normally see. So we're originally like, if we wholesale this, get it this price, is still going to be a steal.
Right.
But we ended up offering. So at first we were negotiating around 150, but I ended up calling back saying, hey, we can be at 150. He wanted to be at 165, and even at 165, it was a really good deal.
Pretty close.
Because there was another one, same exact specs, I believe, selling for 240.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we were like, all right, let's do it. So.
And then you go.
Yeah, I did that, but it did not work. I did that. It didn't work because he had a realtor, so he didn't even want to list it.
Wow.
He was talking with a realtor about comp. She had sent him a CMA,
Yeah.
so he was well informed about the comp that was listed for 240.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, I know you guys got to make profit as well, but I do think at 165 it's still a good deal for all of us.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right.
Point.
It's a really good point. All right. So we got under contract for 165.
Okay.
And at the time there was a tenant, but the tenant he was aware that the owner was going to sell. He was going to move out.
Yeah.
And so I believe like when we ran our numbers, it needed about 27 worth of work. There was some mold that we found like behind the stove. It was just really outdated. I have some before pictures out like
okay.
If you're interested. But yeah, so 165 under contract, 25, 27 in rehab. And then once this is all said and done, we're hoping to sell this for 250, 255.
Okay.
So just a little about 40,000 in profit.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's a good flip.
Yeah, it closed
Solid flip.
May 7th, I think.
Okay.
May 7th. It closed recently, so
we're about a month in.
a month into the flip, and then before that, I think we were in contract for only 30 days, so it was a 30-day close.
Was the tenant out by vacant? I mean by
closing, yes.
Oh,
Tenant
wow.
was out by closing. It was really smooth.
That was
actually.
really nice, actually.
Really smooth, yeah. So he was just easy to work with, and again, like I said, I was shocked because there was no motivation.
Yeah.
It was just the price for him, and we were able to make it happen. So
There was probably somebody he probably just was not. He's probably smart enough to be like, no, I'm not telling you anything.
Probably.
Yeah.
Either way, it worked out.
Yeah,
so
either
it was
way.
cool, and he was super friendly. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And if someone wants to find you on social media, where can they find you?
So I'm not as active on YouTube. You can still find me there. Kayla Buys Homes. Feel free to comment in your video. I will reply to you. More importantly, I'm on Instagram every day. You can reach me at Kayla Buys Houses. DM me. Comment on one of my pictures. Essentially, what I want you guys to know if you're just getting started in real estate is to, number one, if you can, find someone in a similar position as yourself so you guys can work together, delegate, and kind of build faster. If you try to do it all by yourself, it's possible, but it will take just a little bit longer. And then secondly, we believe that the best source of marketing is direct to seller. We understand you can go through wholesalers, you can go through agents. Those are helpful as well. But cold calling, texting is super regulated now, but cold calling, which is also about to be regulated, Direct mail, lower response rate, but anything you can do to get in direct contact with the seller, I would highly recommend you do. Even though the response rate is low, when you find someone who wants to sell, it's gonna be gold. Okay, so do that, cold call. You know, get $1 if you guys can. Trust me, it's gonna help. That's what I want to say.
Awesome. Well, no, thank you so much for that. And like you said, if you want to find her on social,
Yeah.
her links are in the description below. So thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.